So as most of you know, Toys R Us is like going out of business big time. And I believe at this point most of them are like closed down. Because I think the one on Kendall's closed, the one on US 1 is definitely closed. But we found one that's still open and we're going to take a trip. We're going on a Talking Shots, field trip. I'm your boy Mike Dangerous, and this is Talking Shots.
So chief, it's the return of the blade and slice shade, getting paid into my silhouette fades. A mercenary, spit the levy versus scary sage, doing girlies dirty, splitting with a bitch.
There she blows, dude. There it is, the Rainbow Road. Rip. Yeah, that's hella closed. Bless you. Yeah, dude, this is Ripperino.
It is.
Oh yeah, dude, that is cleared the fuck out.
That is that.
Rip. Rip. Hey, forget about it. The store was closed, which, bummed us out, but, pretty much not surprised. Even though it said online that it was open, but whatever. I'm sure we were all bummed when we heard the news that Toys R Us was closing, and in general, I do mean mostly everybody. Toys R Us opened its doors in 1957, and it reached its peak in the 80s and 90s, so for the majority of us, we all experienced it at some point.
The world's biggest toy store is Toys R Us. The biggest selection, Toys R Us. New store in town.
Wait, one of my earliest memories was going to Toys R Us and buying this Game Boy Color, back in like 1998 or something like that. And it's funny because like it just becomes one of those things, like even once you outgrow it, it's like one of those things that's always there, like it becomes almost like a landmark, like, oh, where's that by? Oh, it's on Kendall by the Toys R Us. Like, it's one of those things that you just don't think is ever going to go away, and yet here we are. The funniest part is that we all sort of in a way contributed to its downfall. We all kind of rightfully so switched to the more convenient Amazon and online stores. But even after Amazon became a thing, Toys R Us was still doing pretty good for itself for the most part. I mean, there really is nothing like going to a toy store. You just can't replicate like that excitement, especially for like younger kids. It's dope to just run around and like see all the cool things. You can't really emulate that online. The kicker really was that it really didn't have much to do with the lack of sales, because Toys R Us was doing pretty good. It was the rising debt the company acquired after the company went private in 2005.
It was iconic in many ways.
But the company eventually fell on hard times. Attempts to alleviate mounting debt failed, and the once dominant brand declared bankruptcy.
It's crazy how that works, because it wasn't even like a loss of business that killed the giant off. Like with Blockbuster, Netflix, made sense as an easy replacement. Like, why go to a store to rent a movie only to come back home when you can just stream it at home? Even though, like, there really is nothing like going into a Blockbuster on a Friday night, going to pick out a movie, seeing what they had. And it was cool, because, like, back then there was no, like, review system online. Like, you either had to take a chance and rent the movie, or through word of mouth. And that's kind of lost now today. Like, you'd go and you'd stand in line with your popcorn and your movie, and you'd take it home. That's never going to be, like, a thing again, unfortunately. I don't necessarily think Toys R Us would have gone down had they not so many issues with the debts and poor acquisitions, but at the same time, I don't really think they would have lasted forever. It's funny, because Toys R Us isn't the only store to be suffering. GameStop is really starting to feel that burn too, and it's just crazy what the internet has done to retail as we know it. Of course, Toys R Us, for a lot of us, I'm sure hits closer to home. So, I don't know. Tell me what you think. I've always wanted to go to the one in New York when I was younger, and I never had the chance to, so like now it's kind of like, damn, that's one thing I'm never going to be able to do. Again, do I think I ever would have done it? Maybe, but now that it's like something I can't do for sure, it's a little sad. So, I don't know, what do you think? What are some of your favorite memories with Toys R Us? And, did you see this coming, or, was it a total shock to you like it was for a lot of people? Obviously, this video was a little bit different this week. We've been really busy working on a major project for you guys. So we will be back weekly every Friday at 3 p.m. It's gonna be dope, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Other than that, we may begin a streaming project, we may begin some other things, so stay tuned for that. We have partners in the works, that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah guys, sorry this video was a bit shorter. It's what happens when you have to have like filler weeks. Eventually maybe we might go out and release like a Talking Shots Kai or whatever that cuts this kind of stuff out, but it is what it is. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. I'm your boy Mike Dangerous, and we'll see you next week.